do you hear that? Aha. Hello, chicken. Oh, chickens. Hi, chickens. Bye, chickens. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Soap the Great, and I am hanging out on the TooCrafty Vanilla Amplified server. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. So, today, you might not recognize this place, or at least haven't seen it for a while. We are at Spawn, and if you look around, we've got kind of this haphazard mishmash of things going on here. We've got a bunch of trees all around, all the different types of trees in the game. We've got an iron farm over there, sitting in the spawn chunks. You can see we've marked those out. Got a little tree farm here by D. Iron farm was by Aniki and D. And then we've got our project board and a little garden area right here. We've got our nether portal. And we've got a little ranch over here. Airy setup. Got cows and sheep in there. And I've spent most of my time lately around my base and on the commercial district, and I figure it's probably time to put my own little spin on things here at Spawn. If you look over here, we've got an auto smelting setup, but it's not necessarily the most efficient. It works, but we've just got two furnaces going at one time, and I figure, you know what, I can put in an industrial furnace. So I'm going to do a little community project today. I'm going to get an industrial furnace set up. You can see I've started digging out a little bit, and we're getting some lag issues here, and that's my own internet fault. And yeah, the nighttime tends to be a bit more problematic for me. But yeah, I'm going to finish digging this out. I'm going to get the basic user interface set up for it, and then we'll come back and I'll explain some of the stuff and we'll get into some redstone, okay? So anyway, I'll see you in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to go back and grab some glowstone because I had forgotten that. And so here we go. This is the user interface, or what I call the user interface. And if you hear me say that and you're not quite sure what that means, you tend to hear programmers talk about that, and it's what the user interacts with. And Minecraft inventions are no different. So this is what fellow TooCraftians are going to see. So here we've got the furnace array and the output chest right here. And then the input for the smeltables is going to go in this one, and I'll mark these with item frames just to make sure that it's clear. And this one will be the fuel, and behind the scenes here is where all of the redstone is going to be hidden. Now, I went with something like this. If you look around on YouTube, you will find plenty of other designs for these industrial furnaces. Let's put away some stuff here. We'll get this. I'm going to put redstone on top of that. Keep some of that around just for good measure. We might need some more of that. So you might see plenty of those industrial furnaces around, and the thing that I don't really care for is that a lot of them you don't have access to the furnaces. So if you just want to chuck some items in and get the XP out of them, it's not possible. In fact, I may have to retrofit something to make these turn into XP mode, but we can work on that a little later. But we also need some powered rail, torches, repeaters, comparators. We'll get that stuff later there. Anything else? We're good on furnaces? No. Droppers. A couple droppers. Actually, I'm going to need more than that. So, yeah, I'm just making sure we got everything we need. Almost. Let's make a couple more droppers. And thankfully, I've been digging out some cobble there. And we'll need that. Just put droppers there. We don't actually need that many, but we can put that away. And I'm working off of another screen here, so hopefully we can get this. I'm going to do one, and then we'll copy that around to the other side. So it is a tileable design. It's taken me a little bit to figure this out. Okay, so I've been searching for a design like this for quite some time. In fact, I even attempted one over on the previous multiplayer server, and it never quite worked out. So there we go. That should be good. We're not going to get any more block updates on the rail. So there we go. We're going to work on this side first, okay? And we'll go from there. What we want to do is put a piece of iron bar there, and then, you know what? We need to get rid of some junk. It's too much in there. Put away that, and we're not going to need that many of those. One stack should do fine for now, and we can always load those up later. Alright, we should be good to go. Okay, so let's, okay, and we're getting some lag. We should be good to go. Let's come up here, and we'll need that. So we want a piston to extend and grab that iron bar, so the piston will go on that. Okay. Well, let's just make sure that's right. I may be incorrect in my assessment there, but if we put it right there, no, that's too high? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this one we need to collect again. Alright, and that's going to extend off of some redstone material. Okay, so what we need to do is extend this piston for, well, we want to keep it extended and then just give it a short pulse every now and then based on whether we have any items in a minecart. Okay, so what we'll do here is, oh, we got a thunderstorm on the other Minecraft screen. I don't know if that is audible to you, but it's certainly a bit disconcerting for me. So we'll take a redstone output from that detector rail, and then we just put some of this stuff up so we have plenty of room. And then what we'll do is run that into a block on which there is a dropper, and put the food up, and then we'll put a hopper there, and out of that hopper we're going to take a redstone signal. Okay, this is a silent hopper dropper rising edge detector. Take a quick sleep just in case anybody else gets on. I want to make sure no baddies come and get me. See, Random Obsessor was on earlier. And we're still gonna need some dirt. I think that should be good. Okay, I'll get it together eventually, folks, don't you worry. So we're gonna take a redstone comparator output. I wonder, is it gonna let me? Yep. And that's still not enough. It should be good for now. And then that goes into a repeater on 2 ticks, and then we'll run that here into a solid block, and then we'll just come around with some more slabs like so, and there we go. Okay, so at this point what we want to do is grab some redstone, and I put away all my redstone blocks, and then we're going to run this into some comparators like so and like so, and then redstone here. That needs to be a solid block, so we will change that, and then this is going to be a solid block as well. And what we have just put together is a little decay clock. Okay, so the redstone signal is going to come from this rising edge detector, come around, and then we're going to have the signal slowly decay. So like one game tick, it's going to lose one signal strength, and so it's going to keep this signal open for a little bit, and we want that to take a torch and keep that unlit. Okay, and then this is the part where it's going to be tricky to, yep, okay, got it. And we'll just do this. Need some more inventory space. That would be really nice. And then that's another rising edge detector, and we want to put that into a comparator output, and we're going to run that into another block. Okay, like so, and like so. Alright, so what will happen after I put items in here and here is we're going to have a minecart, and it's going to be kind of straddling the line between this track and this track, and this detector rail will read it. If there are items in there, we're going to get a single pulse out of this rising edge detector. That's going to, through that 2-tick delay, start this decay clock, which will keep this torch turned off, and then when that decay clock finishes up and no more signals going through it, that torch will turn back on. Hitting this rising edge detector, will get a pulse out of that, which will unlight that torch right there, and this piston will just pull up for very short amount of time, but enough for that minecart to come on around and go on to the smeltables area. So that's the next thing that we need to do. Let me go grab some redstone blocks, not that one. Yep, we'll get that. And we've got plenty of the rest of this stuff. Should be good. And we'll need torch, or not torch, one of those. It's coming from down here. I think there's a cave right below me. So what we need to do now is dig that down, and we got to make sure we don't run the minecart under here, because that would cause it to suck that item out of that dropper. So we're going to come on down. Well, you know what? I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to run that. So that may be a little bit, I want to make sure I get enough speed off of that ramp there so that our minecart doesn't stay up here too long. But I'll take care of that in the next jump cut, and we'll also get this going, and then we can start to see the whole thing kind of come together, and we'll work on a design to kind of pull it all together, maybe hide this redstone a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take care of that, and I will see you in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the moment of truth. Alright, so you notice we don't have anything showing up on this comparator right here. And what we're going to do now is just put our minecarts here. So there's nothing in them, and so that means they are not going to be running. So instead, what we are going to now do, let's just set up our item frames, and we'll put these things in here. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and named these items, and so when you come up, you can just mouse over it and you see fuel and smeltables. And one of the things that we've been using that auto smelter over there for is netherrack. Let's just make sure, smeltables, yep. So we're going to get that going, and let's just watch how this goes. Okay, pops around. It should evenly distribute just a few items. It's not a lot per each time. Let's see, can we access it? So we get what, 20, 22, something like that. And if we go over to the furnaces, we should see fairly even. Yeah, 4, 4, and it will eventually distribute all of the items. And so what we're going to now do is also put in some coal, and that should get going. And we're good over in my creative test world, so I'm going to close that down. So it was causing a lot of problems. There we go. And we will be smelting the netherrack pretty quickly. Okay, so all of those items should start dropping into our output chest, and we're doing all right. So what we need to do now is kind of hide this redstone, hide that minecart, and maybe do a little bit of landscaping to reclaim some of the area that I dug out to put this thing in, and we'll kind of bury this under the ground. Okay, so that's what we're going to aim for, and we'll see how far we get in the next cut. Alright, see you in just a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, still at spawn. I've been going around and just throwing some bone meal down here and there. I've taken out all of the trees. Well, there's a spruce one over there, and the jungle trees, I've left those, but I've made sure that most everything else is represented in Dee's tree farm over there, and Dee should be happy that the skyline here at spawn is clean from all of the trees that were spamming the area. And then what I did is I took all of the logs from those trees, or most of them, and I just chucked them into this furnace over here and got a bunch of charcoal, and so that's back into the furnaces as the main fuel source. You see that lag? Get a little bit of lag. I think some streaming is going on elsewhere on the internet connection here in the house, but yeah, there we go. So that's the finished up build. I brought in some smooth stone and some dirt, kind of landscaped around, and you see I wrapped the dirt around here, made it look kind of like the build is just part of the landscaping a little bit. Hopefully I managed to pull that off. You let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the result. It doesn't look like it did before with the sheer cliffs being cut out. So hopefully it doesn't look like there's been too much human interaction. But there we go. I've put in an XP mode. I think I discussed that in the last cut. And so if you flip this switch, all these hoppers on the bottom are going to be locked, and so the furnaces will keep their items. You can just come in and grab the experience if you want to. But I'm just going to leave this off, and so that'll be automatically draining into that chest. So you'll put your smeltables here, and any fuel here. We should be good on fuel for a while. There's about 2.5 stacks of charcoal per furnace, so should be good. I've also got some lights up here that provides enough lighting around on this part to keep it non-spawnable, and then I've got buried glowstone right here to keep this natural area non-spawnable. And so the only torches you see in this build are up top and on the road. So nothing down here, no torches to my knowledge. You see one? Nope. Good. So all of that should be non-spawnable, and I'll just keep an eye on it just in case something goes awry. But that's it for now. So I'm pretty pleased with that, and we'll see what we get into next time. But I want to put out a service announcement to my fellow TooCraftians. Feel free to use this and enjoy. Hopefully it proves useful. To everyone else, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.